Hello, Alex here, and welcome back to our Warcraft mount collection series. And today we're continuing looking at all mounts which are attainable from looting monsters inside of like raids and dungeons. So let's not mess about, let's get into it. Next up, we start looking at raid boss mounts, starting off with Ashes of Alar, which is dropped from Kalphas Sunstrider in the Eye Tempest Keep. This has a drop rate of 1.4%. Next up we have the Azure Drake. This one is dropped by Melagos in Eye of the Eternity at a drop rate of 3%. Next up we have the Black Drake. This one is dropped from Surferian in the Obsidian Sanctum normal 10-man and has a drop rate of 70%. Next up we have the Blue Drake. This one is dropped from Melagos in the Eye of Eternity and is dropped at a rate of 4%. Next up we have the Twilight Drake. This is dropped from Sarfrion in the Obsidian Sanctum and normal 25-man at a drop rate of 75%. And then we have the Grand Black War Mammoth, Alliance and Horde. These are dropped from any of the mounts inside, the bosses inside the Vault of Akronov in Wintergrasp. In order to access this mount, your faction must control Wintergrasp. So in other words, Horde must control Wintergrasp to get the Horde version, Alliance vice versa. And this is dropped at an approximate rate of 1%. Onyxian Drake. This is dropped from Onyxia in Onyxia's Lair. This is dropped at an approximate rate of 1.3%. Next up we have Mimron's Head. This is dropped from Yogg-Saron 25-man No Keepers, so hard mode. This has a drop percentage of 1%. Next up we have Invincible, which is dropped by the Lich King in Icecrown Citadel on Heroic 25-man at a drop rate of 1%. Then we have the Drake of the South Wind. This is obtained from Alakir in Throne of the Four Winds at a drop rate of 1.6%. Then we have the Pure Blood Firehawk. This is obtained from Ragnaros in the Firelands dungeon and is dropped at a rate of 1.7%. Then we have the Flame Talon of Estrelozor, I said that wrong, which is dropped by the same mob in the Firelands at a max drop rate of 2%. And then we have Experiment 12B, which is dropped by Ultra Nixia in Dragon Soul at a drop rate of 1%. Next up is the Blazing Drake. This is dropped from Deathwing in Dragon Soul on normal or heroic difficulty at a drop rate of 5%. Next you have Life Bender's Handmaiden, which is dropped from Deathwing on Dragon Soul only on heroic difficulty at a rate of 29%. Next up we have the Astral Cloud Serpent, which is dropped from Elagon in the Mogashon Vaults. This is dropped at a rate of 2%. Next up we have the Clutch of Jikun, which is dropped from Jikun in the Throne of Thunder. This is dropped at a 1% rate. Next up we have the Spawn of Haridon, which is dropped from Haridon in the Throne of Thunder even, at a rate of 1%. Next up we have the Horkron Juggernaut, which is dropped from Garash Hellscream in the Siege of Wargravir on Mythic difficulty only, at a rate of 3%. And next up we have the Fellsteel Annihilator, which is dropped from Archimon in the Hellfire Citadel in Draenor on Mythic difficulty only, at a rate of 9%. Then we have the Ironhoof Destroyer, which is dropped by Blackhand in the Blackrock Foundry on Mythic difficulty only, at a drop rate of 5%. And then we have the Fiery Warhorse, which is dropped from Timon the Huntsman in original Karazhan for a drop rate of 1%. The Fellflies Infernal. This is dropped by Gul'dan in the Nighthold on any difficulty, and it has an approximate drop rate of 1%. Then we have the Hellfire Infernal, which is again dropped by Gul'dan in the Nighthold, but only on Mythic difficulty and has a 1% drop rate. Then we have the Abyss Worm, which is dropped by Mistress Sazine in the Tomb of Solgaris at a 1% drop rate. Then we have the Antoran Charhound. This is dropped from Shitug in the Antorus the Burning Throne, again on a 1% drop rate. Then we have the Shackled Urzel, which is dropped by August the Unmaker in Taurus the Burning Throne on Mythic difficulty only, at again 1%. We have Gmod, which is obtained from High Tinker Mechatork in Battle for Drazalor on any difficulty and is a 1% drop rate. Then we have the Glacial Tidestorm, which is dropped from Lady Jaina Proudmoore in Battle of Dazalor on Mythic difficulty only. Then we have the Nihilova Allseer, which is dropped by Enzoth the Corruptor on Mythic difficulty only at a 1% drop rate. Random raid drops. There's only 4 for these ones, which are the Blue Karaji Battle Tank, Green Karaji Battle Tank, the Red Karaji Battle Tank, and the Yellow Karaji Battle Tank. All of these are attainable from the raid Temple of Onkaraj and are dropped by any NPC in the whole raid on any difficulty. Say the rarest one of them all is believed to be the red one, even though they are all obtainable very easy after a couple of runs. Then we have the Amani Battle Bear. This is obtained from Kasha's Bag in Zoloman. This Kasha's Bag is obtained from killing the first 4 bosses of Zoloman in under 10 minutes. And then to finish off, we have the new mounts which have come in from Shadowlands. These are the Bulbous Necrorays, the Fested Necroray, and the Pestilent Necroray. These were obtained by looting a Necroray egg from the Necrolord Calling Box at a currently unknown drop rate, even though once the egg hatches, you are guaranteed to obtain one of the 3 Necroray mounts. And that is every mount that is obtainable from loot. That was a long one. That would have been 40 minutes if I'd done that in one episode. So, if you enjoyed it, please punch the like button, leave a comment down below, of course, subscribing to the channel, follow my Twitter link down below as always. Thanks for this, next Dark Rex, and I'll see you in the next World of Warcraft video. Thanks for watching.